Why is saving for a down payment so hard? We're going to discuss three reasons why it's so hard to save for a down payment. Also, how much do you really need to save for a down payment? There's a lot of confusion, I think, that exists out there about how much do you really need. In fact, how can this be? Millennials were surveyed and asked, how much money do you need to save for a down payment? Millennials responded that with the average coming back at 32%. Millennials thought that you need to save 32% of the purchase price in order to buy a home. You need a 32% down payment. But the reality is that people are only putting down 5.3%. So how can that be? Where's the disconnect? Now, when we talk to a lot of potential home buyers, they think that they need typically 20%. That's the number that we usually see from home buyers out there. But then to see these numbers, 32%, when in reality it's 5.3%. And really, in our own neighborhood, we've helped a number of buyers buy homes in our neighborhood with 0% down. There's a lot of programs where you can buy with 5%, 3%, even 0% down. So how can this be? Where's the disconnect from this? Well, I think if you're going to keep trying to save for a down payment, whether that's 20% down payment or a 32% down payment, if you keep trying to save for that, it feels like you're chasing a ball down the hill. Like the ball's picking up speed. You're running as fast as you can. Maybe you're stumbling, you're falling. It feels like you're chasing one of those, you're in that contest where you're chasing cheese down the hill. And even if you do catch it, you're just going to end up with broken arms and legs. And maybe that's not really worth it. So if you're always trying to save, it's going to feel like this. Well, why is that? Well, I think there's three things that we need to look at, we need to pay attention to. Three reasons why it's so hard to save for a down payment. Number one is appreciation. Appreciation doesn't mean that you appreciate the value of the money and the value of the home. It means how the home value goes up. It's constantly going up and up and up. So let's say that you're looking at a $400,000 home. Now, in our area, $400,000, Snohomish County, is pretty typical, pretty normal, pretty average. And let's say that the value is going to go up about 7% over the next year. It's going to go up 7%. Well, then that means that you need to save $28,000 just to keep pace. Just to buy the same house next year, you're going to have to save an additional $28,000. Does that make sense? So if you're looking at a $400,000 home, it goes up 7% in value. You need to save $28,000 more this year just to keep pace. A lot of people can't save that type of money. So the question becomes, can you save that much money, or are you just spinning your wheels? You're delaying getting something that you could get right now. The second reason is inflation. Inflation is the reason why you could 20 years ago buy a candy bar for 50 cents and a can of Coke for 50 cents, and now it costs $1.50, $2 for those things. The value of your dollar decreases almost every single year. It's not necessarily the value of things are increasing, it's the value of your dollar is decreasing. So something to consider moving forward with what's happened this year. And as the government's pumped in trillions of dollars into the economy, do you think your dollar is going to be worth more or less over the next few years? Do you think it's going to be worth more or less over the next few years? My guess is it's probably going to be less. The value of your dollar is going to buy you, have less buying power than it does right now. So that's what inflation is. And then the third reason is motivation. I think the third reason why it's so hard to save for a down payment is motivation. As we talk about appreciation, home values are going up. So it's harder. You're chasing that cheese down the hill. The second thing, inflation, the value of your dollar is going down every single year. It's hard to stay motivated. So you get to a point where you're like, you get $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 saved up, and you go, well, is it even worth it? I can't. The home that I wanted to buy last year is now worth $28,000 more. Maybe we should just buy a new car or go on a nice vacation or go out to a nice meal or something, if we ever get to go out to meals like that again. So something to consider. Those are the 3 reasons why it's so hard to save for a down payment, and probably why it doesn't actually make sense to try to save up for that 20% or even 32% down payment. Like I said, there's plenty of programs out there where you can get into a home for much, much less. So if this is something that you're interested in and you want help figuring out how much money do you need to save, what's the right down payment for you based upon what you're looking for in your next home, visit persingergroup.com/buying, persingergroup.com/buying. And another thing I'd ask you to do, if you take something away from this video, if this was helpful, or you know someone that is struggling with one of these things, that they want to buy, you're talking to them on Zooms or something like that. They're like, we want to buy, but home values are going up and up and up, and we don't know how to save for the down payment. Tag them in this video. Share this video with them. Let them know, well, yeah, totally understand. Just saw this video. Share this with them. So if you know someone, go ahead and tag them. Or if this is you and you want to get into your next home or your first home in 2021, visit persingergroup.com/buying.